Hi, Peter.
Hey, morning, Joe.
How are you? I hate to interrupt your vacation, but I'll make it brief. Peter, as I've watched the testimony of witnesses, a thought has occurred to me. As a defense attorney, do you go into a trial with a theory you intend to use to prove your client's innocence? In other words, from the get go, do you have a theory you're going to work with the whole trial?
The theory of defense, absolutely. Yes.
But do you have a theory that would prove that you would suggest would display innocence on the part of your client?
Oh, most often, obviously, the you don't have to. There's not a innocence box on the verdict form. It's only guilty or not guilty, and
Right.
guilty is proof beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yeah.
So, it's certainly helpful in a criminal case to have a theory of innocence. You don't have to get there, but having a theory of innocence is certainly a good position to take. So, yes. Yes.
Do you think Chauvin's attorneys have a theory of innocence that they're going to work with?
Like I told you before, Joe, I've had witnesses prepped by both the prosecution and the defense in this case. So I will tell you generally that an attorney would. And in this case, regardless of what you've seen in these first few witnesses that certainly set the stage at the scene, the critical issue is cause of death, and you would expect that will be the strong focus of both sides in this case, and it's based on the jury instructions I've seen. It's it's not a civil proximate cause standard, but a standard of whether it was a substantial contributing cause. So you have all those factors that are going to weigh on that, be it drug use or prior medical conditions, or whether the position that the officer put him in and kept him in equaled that substantial cause. So that will be the issue, and I'm whether or not it's Eric Nelson's theory, an argument that that action wasn't a substantial contributing factor would be appropriate.
Is the biggest thing Nelson has to overcome the video, which was shown in its entirety yesterday? Is that his biggest challenge?
Well, I think a challenge is everything that's gone on so far. Obviously, the civilian reaction, the video itself, where everyone can react to it. Yeah, that's strong. I mean, I would argue that's one. He's not on trial for violating police policies. Mm-hmm. He's on trial for murder, and they have to prove that cause. So, there you go. Making an issue about what people saw out there and how they reacted. That's how they reacted. That's true. I mean, the video, picture's worth 1,000 words, they say.
Right.
And that's you got to explain that's not what caused the death. So,
All right. As civilians watch this, will they sense the development of a theory on the part of Nelson to prove Chauvin's innocence?
I think when there will be a significant portion of this case that's dedicated to that cause of death, the medical evidence, the obviously the medical examiner's initial opinions and thoughts, and then experts talking about how a knee on the neck would do what it, or would be a cause, or, I think you could anticipate, and I have no idea, I haven't seen any expert opinion reports, but you can anticipate there'll be defense experts that say that had no cause at all. It was, based on other factors, the stress, the excitement, the drugs, the pre-existing conditions, all could lead to that. Those were the substantial causal factors.
Are these early witnesses just scene setters, and it's the experts who will be coming along later?
Yeah, the experts will be coming along later. Absolutely. I don't know if they'll be at towards the end or when, but they'll be coming along later. Obviously, this sets the scene. It sets the emotion. It certainly gives more opportunities to watch the video or portions of it.
Well, sir, I appreciate your time. I know you're trying to enjoy yourself, so we're going to let you go, but we're going to stay in touch with you. We're going to stay in touch with you.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you.
Happy to talk with you again, Joe. See you
All
guys.
right, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
Boy, I just don't know how they overcome the video. But that's the defense's job, right? They got to overcome the video. Yeah.
True, the video tells that story, but also the heart condition. I mean, that's what they're going to try to factor in. The medical experts that they put on the stand are going to try to say that he is.
The video is really hard to ignore.
Well, with
the prosecution has had an interesting witness on the stand, a guy named Donald Williams, who was a high school wrestler and then went into a bit of a professional mixed martial arts career. And he happened to be on the curb that night right in front of Cup Foods. And he can be heard on the video. And he even called 911. He called the police on the police. And he went into great detail.
he called it. He called that you were basically depriving him of oxygen and you're going to kill him.
So I don't know where that stands. I just, I thought it would be interesting to know if you need a specific theory of innocence. And I guess what Peter is saying is, well, the theory would be that Chauvin's knee did not kill George Floyd. But again, what a challenge to overcome that video, which is so powerful. And so many people, even this Donald Williams was regretful on the stand to the point of being tearful that he didn't do anything about it, but he feared he would get arrested.
He couldn't have done anything.
Yeah.
It just, every time I watch it though, I in my brain processing that video wants me to have somebody jump in and say, hey, this is, you can't, I'm waiting for someone to do that every time I watch that. It never happens.